Going live now. We are now live. Hey playa, welcome to another live stream here on my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh. Every single week I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. So if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Did I say that right? I don't remember. Either way, in this stream, we're going to be talking about when is the right time to tell your crush you like them. This is a question I get all the time. People are constantly asking me, hey Josh, when should I let my crush know that I like them? Should I tell them as soon as I meet them? Should I tell them after we're friends? Should I tell their friend? Should I never tell them that I like them? Where is that perfect sweet spot to let someone know that you like them? So I'm going to explore what I think that is, the place I think that you should be focusing on when it comes to telling your crush that you like them, how to figure that out. We're going to go through that in detail, as much detail as I can. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'm just setting up here. Okay, cool. So we got everything set up. The chat's here. Everything's good to go. Now, what I want to say is this, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. I want to give shout outs to everyone that's in the chat, the early birds here in the chat. Thank you guys for jumping on the stream as soon as it began here. And let's just give shout outs to people that are early in the chat. I am tongue-tied today. So I want to say hi to everyone in here. Dono the Gamer is in here. Dono, thank you so much for being here. I see you have a different icon. It says 3 months, I believe, or 4 months. I got to change that yellow. The yellow's not really that easy to see. Donna, thank you so much for being in here. Donna is a channel member. If you'd like to be a channel member and see what the perks of that is, you can always click the little join button there on my YouTube channel. Donna, thank you so much for being here. 1Z Day, Syed, Kermit the Frog, Ray, Simpsons, Rabbit Boy, Landon, Rance from Redstone, Jordo, let's see, Ray said Phoenix, Extreme Plays, Tristan with 7K VR, Moses, Clegger, Stuart Douglas. Hey, Stuart, good to see you, man. Kiara, Mystical, Bryson, Astatine, Rabbit Boy, Dating Coach Andrew, Enster, Sam Leach. Did I miss anyone? Michael Pro, Emma Peterson. Emma, always good to see you in here. Kermit the Frog here. Mr. Beast. I'm sure it's a legit Mr. Beast, the real Mr. Beast. Jonathan Soto, Joe Smith, Sonic Forces Plus Racing, All Might, Nigel Williams. I am super excited to be here with you guys. Super pumped to talk about today's topic because I think we're going to dive into this idea. And I want to break down the different areas where people might think you should tell your crush that you like them and what my take is on that. I'm going to share my honest perspective here. So I'm happy to put that out there for the world. But before I do that, guys, thank you, everyone. Lewis, thank you so much for being here, guys. If you have a question, I call them burning questions, meaning it's a question that you need my opinion on, you need my advice right here, right now that I'm live with you guys, and you want to ask, and you want it to be front and center so I don't miss over it, like sometimes I miss over questions in the chat. You can always use the super chat function. The super chat is the little $ down there where you're typing there on your phone. You're typing there on your phone, and pretty much you can donate $1, $2, $5, whatever it may be. It'll put your question front and center for me, so I'll see it. I'll be able to answer it. And, that'll just be the way it'll work there. So if you have a burning question, use the super chat, guys. So this is going to be a super interactive stream. I want to hear your guys' opinions on this topic. And as I share things, I want to know if you've been in a situation where you thought this was a good idea, a good place to tell your crush, or if you've done it too. So definitely be interactive with each other. If you guys see someone ask a question and you have advice or a story to share, feel free to message them in this chat and let them know that, hey, I've been in that situation before. I did handle it like this. I could do it like that. So I want to start by asking a chat poll question here. So chat poll is pretty much yes or no. I want you all to be super responsive in the chat here. I want to ask you guys this. Do you believe there is a right time to tell your crush that you like them? Yes or no? Do you think there's no right time, or do you think, yes, there is a right time? There's a specific time when you should do it. Maybe you've done something enough that, okay, now I'm ready to ask them out or to tell them that I like them. Or maybe you think, listen, there's no right time. You can do it anytime you want. It's different for everyone. So yes or no, guys, do you think there is a right time? I have a very specific answer on this. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So Clegger says yes. Mr. B says yes. Emma Peterson says, I'm watching this from my TV. Oh, awesome, Emma. Dono says yes. Alex says yes. Moses says yes. River says yes. I'm seeing all yes. Hunter says no. Cool Fun says yes. Kermit, no. Mystical, yes. Naja, yes. OMC, yes. River, Goonie, yes. Yees. Dating Coach, no, I don't. Rabbit Boy, I have not told my crush yet. Simpsons, yes, definitely right time. Ravage for Savage, no. Plastiman, yes. I'm seeing a lot of yeses in here. So I think the majority of you agree with that idea that, hey, there is a right time. So let's really break down what that might mean. What does it mean for it to be the right time to tell your crush that you like them? Well, here's how I interpret it. I think when it comes to looking for the right time, it is individual and unique to everyone, right? I think that a lot of times we are looking for a certain signal or a sign or a certain okay from the other person that lets us know, hey, I can now tell them how I feel because they've done this thing. But here's the truth, guys, and I've talked about this in the past. I'm not a big believer in telling your crush how you feel. I'm not a big believer in that. I don't think that's the right way to go about doing it. For example, I don't think you should just walk up to your crush and say, hey, I like you. Because I think that what you end up doing is you create a situation where you're putting the other person in a place where they need to make a binary choice in that exact moment. By you saying, hey, I like you, now you're putting it on them to think to themselves, well, do I like this person? Do I not like this person? And because you're standing right there in front of them, they now have to give you some kind of an answer. So there's a lot of pressure in that moment on them to answer in a way that's not going to upset you or hurt you or, get you angry in some kind of way. So sometimes people might, weasel out of the question and say, yeah, you're not so bad yourself. Or they might just say, yeah, I like you too, even though they don't mean it. So I don't think telling someone how you feel in that moment is the best thing because you put a lot of pressure on that person to give you an answer, which might not be exactly how they feel. They might just feel under pressure and answer because you want them to answer. So if you're not supposed to tell them how you feel, what are you supposed to do? Well, I'm a big believer in showing people how you feel. So what does it mean to show someone how you feel? Well, here's what I would say. When it comes to showing someone how you feel, I think spending time getting to know them better, talking to them more, learning more about them, seeing what you guys have in common, asking them to hang out one-on-one, seeing if they're open to sharing things with you, and can you guys flirt with each other? Can you have a normal conversation without it being awkward and weird all the time? That to me is showing someone how you feel because you're investing your time and your energy into them, into learning about them, into growing something with them. That's going to show them that, hey, this person does care about me because they want to be around me. They want to learn about me. They want to talk to me. So I'm a big believer in that, showing someone how you feel versus telling someone how you feel. But regardless, I do want to dive into some of the situations where people may feel like, should I tell them how I feel in this moment here? So let's kind of break that down a little bit. Now, a few of you guys, hey, Hamish, good to see you, man. Let's see. A few of you guys I'm looking at here, only player YT says, what if I'm too shy? So yeah, guys, so some of you might just feel too shy to do all those steps, to ask them to hang out, to spend time with them, to learn about them. You might not be at that stage yet. Some of you might be able to do a few of those steps, but not all of them, and that's okay. Let's dive into some of the common situations that people run into when it comes to wanting to tell your crush how you feel. So the first common situation I think a lot of people think about is, should I tell them as soon as I meet them, right? Should I show them that I like them as soon as I meet them? Well, what does it mean to tell someone you like them as soon as you meet them? Well, it means you see this person, they're super, super attractive, and you're just like, oh my God, like I like them a lot, And you ask yourself the simple question, okay, well, should I just say, hey, I think you're pretty. I really like you. Should you just flat out say that as soon as you meet them? That's a tough call. I'm curious, guys. I want to do another chat poll here. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Could you ever imagine yourself telling someone that you like them as soon as you met them? Meaning you spot someone that's attractive, you walk up to them and say, hey, you're pretty cute. I really like you. Can you imagine yourself ever doing that? Yes or no, guys? Answer in the chat here. I want to hear what you guys have to say. For me, the answer would probably be no. I can't imagine myself doing it. I think that if I do like someone, right? If I was single, if I liked someone and I wanted to talk to them, I can't imagine myself walking up to them and saying, hey, I like you. Because I don't really know them just yet. For some people, they might say, yeah, like walking up to someone and just telling them is like super confident. I could do that. So I'm curious to hear where you guys stand. I want to know where the majority of people kind of fall in this situation. Dono says no, but damn, I wish. River Goonie says no. Hunter says no. Mystical says no. Naja says yes. Naja's all about it. Hamish says yes. Sam Lee says, I don't know, honestly. Yeah, and I hear you on that, Sam. I think I'm in that same boat. New places, doesn't matter if they are attractive. It mostly is about getting to know them and and knowing their personality. Absolutely, Noob. I think you're hitting on something there. So when we talk about telling someone you like them as soon as you meet them, just flat out going in with that, I think that there are certain people that feel like where they are in terms of their level of confidence, that works for them. Now, in my mind, you're playing high stakes. You're playing very high stakes when you just flat out tell someone right from the get-go that you like them because they don't know who you are. They're not close with you. So they're going to make that snap decision. You're going back to that same type of scenario where it's like they have to make a decision in that moment. And sometimes that could be a lot of pressure on someone. So I see some people are saying, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. I think that in my mind, real confidence comes in building a longer term kind of play, not that short term, right? So if you, let's say as a guy or so, walk up to 10 different girls and you just say, hey, you're pretty cute, let's go out. What do you guys think the honest and realistic success rate on that is going to be? I personally would say probably really low. Now, yeah, you may be super confident and be able to do that, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have success. It doesn't mean that most people are going to be comfortable with that. And in my mind, I would think a lot of people would take that as kind of abrasive and a little too much, a little too forward there. It's like, whoa, buddy, slow down a little bit. But I think that instead, showing someone how you feel, especially when you meet them, is a good way to kind of start to win them over. So showing them versus telling them in that situation when you first meet them is saying something like asking them a question, getting their opinion on whatever it is you're talking about, being like, yeah, wow, you're a really cool person. I want to get to know you better. Because by saying something like that, you're showing them that you imagine a longer term scenario where you're going to get to know them over time. By saying, I want to get to know you better means that you want to invest a little more, like they've piqued your interest. And that signals to them that you're someone who is not just going to flat out confess your feelings. It's like, oh, cool, this person's interested in me. Maybe I can open up to them. Maybe I can share more with them. So I think that's a direction you definitely want to take when it comes to telling someone how you feel right from the beginning. It's showing them rather than telling them. Now I want to jump into the chat because I see you guys have a lot of different questions. I want to answer some of your questions when it comes to telling your crush you like them and where you guys stand on that. So Mr. B says, Josh, I dream about my crush and she kissed me and I kiss her and then she got mad at me. What does that mean, Josh? Please tell me what is it. Okay, so you had a dream about your crush and in that dream you kissed her and she kissed you back. What does it mean? Well, I did a video all about dreams and what does it mean to dream about your crush and everything. I'll link that up over here when the video is published. But I think ultimately when you have a dream about someone, it means that they were on your mind. You were thinking about them in some capacity. Now look, you can't really control your dreams, right? Your mind is going to come up with whatever scenarios. But I would say that if you woke up that morning and you felt those strong feelings for your crush, let that be the torch that lights under you to say, you know what? If I'm dreaming about this person, let me go talk to them. Let me approach them in school tomorrow. Like that's going to be my mission. So use the dream that you had about them as fuel to kind of move forward in the direction of talking to them in person. Another question you guys had here. Sonic Forces says, I remember when I admitted my feelings to my previous crush 2 years ago and she rejected me. I regret this and I also scared her off because I never got to know her. Yep. So guys, Sonic Forces Plus says it made a really, really good point here. And that point is simply, sometimes when you confess your feelings too early, you scare your crush away. It's like I was saying before, it's a little too much too soon. So I know that the feelings are real and you want to get them out there and it bugs you to keep them bottled up inside, but you need to think about the best way to kind of share them rather than just the fact that you want to share them. I think that if you really want to build something with your crush, you need to think about how you can build something that's going to make them feel comfortable around you rather than something that's just going to relieve that discomfort that you're feeling because you like them and you want them to know. Guys, also I see dating coach Andrew is in here, guys. If you guys have questions and I don't get to answer them or I miss them, feel free to tag him, add him on this, and ask him questions too. He's a dating coach, so he definitely has advice and things he can share as well. YT Landstalker says, I had a vision where a girl met up with me in the hallway, and she hinted at me asking her to come to homecoming. What does that even mean? Okay, so you had a vision that this girl kind of met up with you in the hallway and hinted at you asking her to homecoming. So like I said, just with the dream, it's the same principle here. If you're thinking about someone, if someone's on your mind, and you kind of jump to a place where it's like, wow, like I really want to do this thing with them, then push yourself to do it. Go for it. Use that as the fire to fuel you to actually take that, chance and go for it with them. Joe Smith says, I'm making friends in my new school after 2 years. How do I ask them to hang out without it being weird or making them uncomfortable? They're all in the same group. Joe, that's a great point there. I think that when it comes to building a friend group, really what you want to do is you want to show those people that you're willing to kind of, talk to them, learn about them, interact with them. And I think that one simple way to do that, really is to just invite them out. Invite maybe one person out at once, or invite two people out, or invite a few of them out and try to organize an event on something you can do. Because a lot of times people bond when they share experiences together. So that might be going to the movies together, going to the park together, doing some kind of sports or activity. Having some kind of bonding experience and thing that you guys do together is going to help build that friendship. Yes, you can talk to them in school and you can interact with them there, but it's probably going to be when the two of you or you in that group are actively doing something together that's going to help build that real bond. So I would invite them all out to go to the movies together, or to go get food together, or to do something as a group. Let's see. Plastiman says, I know my crush pretty well and I want to hang out with them. How should I ask her and when? That's a good question, Plastiman. We're kind of diving deeper into that idea. How should you ask them when? So another type of scenario that people tend to bring up a lot is when it comes to telling your crush how you feel, should you have your friends do it for you, right? A lot of times people are too nervous, or they're scared, or they feel awkward and shy. So sometimes it may feel easier to let your friends kind of lead the way. Let your friends talk to your crush and be like, hey, what do you think about my friend over there? Now, look, this is an easy option, right? Let my friends do the work. I'm just going to sit in the background. If that person doesn't like me, oh well, I tried. But the truth of the matter is that your friends are not going to portray you in the same way that you would portray yourself. Your friends can be super fun and engaging and confident, but that doesn't mean by default your crush is going to think that about you. Your crush instead is going to start to question and wonder, well, why didn't this person just talk to me? If they like me or if they want to get to know me, why didn't they approach me themselves? And you're already setting the tone from the beginning that you just don't have that confidence in you. So that's not a good direction to take. I don't think you should have your friends lead the way. So I want to do another chat poll question here, guys. Have you ever thought about having your friends kind of talk to your crush for you and see if your friends can kind of get your crush invested in you? I know I've done that before. Looking back on it, I don't think it was the best move, but I'm curious, have you guys ever thought about doing that, or have you ever done that before? Have you ever had your friends approach the person you like because you were maybe too nervous or too scared to do it yourself? Looking through more of you guys saying, Hamish says, I'm more comfortable being straight with a girl. It's not fair that someone is forcing me to be gay when they don't want to. Yeah, Hamish, I totally get where you're coming from on that. I mean, I know that you've gone through different things in the past. I think where you are right now, you are in control of your choices, your life, your body, and everything there. What has happened in the past doesn't control who you are now. I know sometimes it may not feel that way, but it's true, Hamish. You are in the driver's seat. You make the decisions for yourself. Mystical says, two of my best friends also like her. I want the best for them, but I want to be with her, and I'm scared that will ruin my relationship between me and my friends. It'll be awkward, please. Okay, so two of your best friends also like her, and you want the best for them. So this is a tough scenario when you and your friend kind of like the same person. Yeah, guys, that's a tough one, because my rule of thumb is always this. If your friend was kind of the first person to start approaching them and talking to them and getting to know them better, I would say, hey, listen, they kind of started that, I'm not going to interfere and steal them away. Take a sip of water. I don't believe in stealing someone away or trying to ruin your friend's chances just so you can kind of get the step over them. I don't think that's a kind thing to do. I think it's kind of a jerkish move. But if you were the first one to start talking to your crush and then your friends started to like him, well, then your friend just has to kind of recognize that and respect it. So I believe in kind of that line of respect there, especially between friends. Because look, you may have lots of crushes, but your friends are the ones you build strong bonds with. And those are the ones you want to maintain as long as you can. So I asked you guys that question, would you ever have your friend kind of talk to your crush for you? Ike says no. Rabbit says nope. Vecro says yeah. Vet says no. Clegger says that's a nope for me. Evelyn says yes. Hunter says all the time. River says yeah, I have. Dono says yes. Steph says no. I'm seeing, let's see, I've done that before. Hope. Oh, nope. Anthony said hope. All right, nope. Yes, I'm trying to do that. That's definitely not right. What doer feels for you? Absolutely, yeah. Guys, so it seems like there's a mixed bag again where you're just simply not sure, like, if your friend should do it for you or you should kind of do it. Like I said, the moment you start allowing your friend to kind of lead the way, you're going to kind of immediately set that tone for your crush. And your crush is going to be like, this person just doesn't have the confidence to talk to me themselves. So I think the right time to talk to your crush is when you have the opportunity to, not when your friends do. It's easy to default to having your friends do it because, like I said, you don't have to deal with the rejection if that happens face to face, but you have a much, much better chance of success if you're the one leading the way. Now, Anthony is sharing the link there in the Discord, guys. I know I'm not getting to every question. I see them kind of skipping past me as I talk, but Anthony shared the link to the Discord. The Discord is our Josh Speaks community there, guys. If you have questions, if you want to talk to people that are, similar to you, trying to be their best selves, trying to learn and figure things out in life, join our Josh Speaks community over on Discord. We have a great, great group of people there. A lot of fun conversations, a lot of interesting boards and stuff. I always love jumping in and reading what everyone says. I'm not as interactive as much as I am a lurker. I'm a huge lurker in there, but I love reading and seeing you guys interactive. It feels good to kind of see where you guys are going through and what you guys are coming through. So check out that link to the Discord. Anthony put it up there for you. I want to jump and answer a few more questions here before I get to the next point. Let's see. Jack Crucy says, hey Josh, what are some good ways I can show my crush I like them and want to get to know them better? That's a good question, Jack. So what are some ways you can show your crush that you like them and get to know them better? Well, I think when it comes to first showing them that you like them, taking that small step of asking them questions, learning about them, interacting with them. I've done tons and tons of videos about how to do that, how to start that conversation. And I think it really comes down to just genuinely displaying interest in that person. That's going to signal to them that, hey, this person wants to get to know me better. Now, you might be thinking, well, how do I do it without getting friend zoned? Or how do I do it without looking awkward or weird? Or how do I do it where they're actually invested in talking to me back? Well, there's a few different ways. One of those ways I've learned over the years is asking a question. But you definitely want to ask a question that isn't just like, hey, what do you think about this? Because they may say, I like it, I don't like it. And the conversation kind of flatlines. Instead, you want to ask a question that's built more into a story. Because that's really going to kind of give them some context as to why hit the mic. Give them some context as to why you're talking to them. And then also, it's going to kind of allow them to feel more comfortable answering and sharing more about themselves. So here's an example of that. The Joker movie just came out, right? Now, you can always ask someone, hey, the Joker movie just came out. Do you plan on going to see it? That's what I meant to say. Do you plan on going to see it? Now, that person may say, yeah, I'm really interested in it. I want to go check it out. That person may say, nah, I don't care about, superhero movies or any of that stuff. Where do you go from there, right? It's like a yes or no type of scenario. But if you let in with, hey, listen, the Joker movie just came out. Me and my friends were thinking about going to watch it because I'm a huge Batman fan, but I'm not really sure if, Batman isn't in it. It's kind of loosely tied. What do you think? Do you think it's worth watching? Would you plan on going to watch it? Now that I've given a little context, this person knows I like Batman. This person knows that me and my friends were discussing it. There's a little bit more weight to the question, so the person is going to be a little bit more invested in answering. They may say, honestly, I don't know. I've never seen it before. And you might want to follow up with, yeah, well, have you seen any other superhero movies? Do you like superhero movies? Do you think they're worth seeing in theater? You can kind of go deeper into that question. And that, to me, that's... I don't know why I keep yawning, guys. It was like the fifth yawn. Let's take another sip of water. I think that going deeper into those questions is really just kind of question stacking. And once you start doing that, you start to get that person to open up a little bit more, because you can start with asking them to go to the movies. Then you can move into what kind of movies they like. Then you can move into like, what's their favorite movie of all time? So there's multiple ways to kind of lead in with that question. I think that's how you kind of start to show interest in your crush. Darius says, who else believes that Joaquin, I forgot his name, Joaquin Phoenix as Joker is better than Jared Leto's Joker? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I think his Joker is probably going to be better. Let's see. Dating coach Andrew says, the reason why nobody likes nice guys is because they don't know what the balance of an interaction or relationship is. Nice guys are also predictable, hence nothing interesting about them. Absolutely, guys. Dating coach Andrew hit it on the head there. A lot of times people want to play it safe in conversation. They're afraid to ask questions, to challenge, to flirt. Instead, they want to do as little as possible just to maybe pique that person's interest. But if you want to get your crush invested in you, if you want your crush to like you, you want your crush to talk to you, you need to show them that you're willing to go above and beyond what everyone else is doing. So there's a set standard that everyone else operates at, and that's the normal conversation standard. You want to be a step up. You want to show them that, wow, like, I want to learn about you. Tell me more about yourself. Tell me more about what you like. Oh, wow, I relate to that because I went through an experience like this, or I like this thing. You know, having context there helps build a better connection with that person, and it moves you out of the stage of nice guy, because what you're doing is you're showing them that like, you don't need them. You didn't come to them simply because, oh yeah, like I'm building up the courage to come talk to you. You're showing them that, hey, I'm talking to you because I want to get your opinion on something, and it carries a different kind of weight there. I want to see what else you guys are saying here. Jacqueline Adriano says, Hunter Hansen, that means that her friend is just not comfortable with you around her, or that her friend is jealous that you are more confident. I must have missed the first piece of that. Jonathan Soto says, Josh, my crush is a lesbian. Can I still get her to be my girlfriend? Can I get her out of being a lesbian? So that's an interesting question, Jonathan. I think that you have to recognize that if she's a lesbian and she's into girls, then she's into girls. I don't think it's really a matter of getting her out of it, right? If a person is sexually attracted to, if they're a girl and they're sexually attracted to girls, I don't think it's like, oh, maybe I can change her or convince her because that's just her preference. Now, look, that doesn't mean that if you like her, you could talk to her, you could flirt with her, you can see, but I think ultimately if she just doesn't show interest back, it's because she likes girls, I'd say respect it. I don't think that her being a lesbian is any different from you being straight, right? If a guy came to you and he liked you and he wanted to talk to you and he wanted to flirt with you, how would you think about that if he asked the question, oh, maybe I can convince him to be gay? You know, so ultimately you think to yourself, hey, this is my preference. These are the kind of people that I'm interested or attracted to. So I would ultimately just have to kind of respect that for what it is. Ryan C says, hey, Josh, how do you get a girl if she isn't looking for anyone? That's a good question, Ryan. If the girl you like isn't really looking for anyone right now, that can mean a few different things. The first thing it may mean is this. It might mean that in this current stage, she has a lot on her plate. She might be dealing with school and family life and social life and a bunch of different things that the idea of bringing a relationship into that fold might just feel like too much. She may not want to deal with the whole dating thing and emotions, and she may not want to deal with that right now. She may just want to focus on what she's doing. Another thing is that sometimes people may feel like they don't want to date right now, but that can ultimately change if they find someone that they really connect with, right? So someone may say, I'm not really looking for anyone, but if you come across someone that you really like, that you connect with, that you talk to, that you really enjoy their presence, well, then that may change. They may say like, yeah, I wasn't, but now I am open to dating someone. So I think that that's what you should really focus on, asking yourself that simple question. Hey, is she really kind of open to the idea of dating? Maybe if I spend more time with her, maybe if I invite her to hang out one-on-one, maybe if I flirt with her and I do all these different steps, can I kind of change her mind or persuade her in that different direction? Rage Master says, what if your crush lives in another state or country? That's a good question, Rage. If your crush lives in another state or country, what you're really talking about here is building out and having a long distance relationship. Now, that can be tough. It can be tough for a few different reasons. my philosophy is this. When it comes to long distance relationships, the ones that genuinely work are people that started dating in person together and then one of them went long distance. Because that means that you guys have already built somewhat of a foundation, and now, you've expanded time and distance with each other. But you have that initial foundation. If it's someone that you met online that you only know through the internet and you start dating them there, well, then it's a lot easier to kind of start to fall out, because if your only connection is communicating online, well, then what happens if you remove a bit of that connection? What's the basis there other than just that online communication? There isn't a lot of, hey, Louis Urbina, no need to spam the chat, man. You can ask your question. I'll answer it if I don't answer, but please don't spam the chat, because what it does is it kind of pushes other people's questions out. So that's just the warning, Louis. If it happens again, one of the mods, just put him in timeout. But his question is, do you think I can get a one-on-one with you? So, Louis, there are a bunch of different ways for that to happen. So for those of you that know, some of you do, some of you don't, I'm available on Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/thejoshspeaks, there are different kind of tier levels. There's a supporter, a community, and a champion level. For those of you that are champions, that are on the champion level, every single month we can jump on Skype and have a video chat with each other. There's a bunch of people, like Hamish K is one of them, is one of the champions that I speak to every single month. There's a few different people on there. So, Louis, if you want to speak to me one-on-one, check out my Patreon, see what's right for you, and the champion level plan is basically the one that you can kind of chat with me one-on-one every single month. So check that out. Mystical says, it's our first year at junior high. I have no classes with her, but every passing period I see her. We have a quick conversation, and then we lose track of time. When and how do I ask her out? That's a good question, Mystical. So you have these interactions with this girl. You talk to her. There's something there that's bringing you together or helping you guys communicate. So what do you do in that scenario? What do you do in that scenario where it's like, how do I transition from these quick conversations to hanging out in person? Well, here's what I would suggest doing. In one of those conversations, those quick conversations that you have with them, I think what you would want to do is talk about something that you would want to do. So I use the example of going to the movies, right? Like we use Joker as the example. Talk to the girl about like, oh man, like I saw the trailer for Joker. I'm like really excited to go watch it. What do you think about that? Do you think it's worth watching in theaters? See what she has to say. If she's hyped to see it too, right there, you have plans, right? You can say, oh, cool, we should go out together on Friday. Either Friday, usually because some people like to go right out after school, or say on Saturday because it might just be easier to do it on a non-school day. But go right from talking about something that you want to do to hanging out with her, making those plans there. The plans, in my mind, always work best when they're tied to something you're talking about. So, like I said, bring up maybe an event going on near you, or talk about a food place that you want to check out that you haven't gone to in a while. Something that is tangible that you can say, hey, I want to do this thing. Oh, cool, you're interested in that? You should come do it with me. To me, that's how you can kind of transition into asking them to hang out. Because it's tied to something. You aren't just saying, hey, we should hang out sometime. When, how, where, what are we going to do? There's nothing there if you're just saying, hey, we should hang out sometime. If you say, hey, you should join me to do this thing, now there's something direct there, and it's a lot easier for them to make those plans and to feel comfortable going along with them. Moses says, notice me, Josh Sama. Notice me. I notice you, Moses. Maybe the question. All right, let me see the question. Oh, there we go. Hey, Josh, would it be an effective strategy if I told it to my crush on vacation? And how would it be when we got back to school? If not, what's more effective? This as my sixth time typing this. Oh, okay. I hear you on that, Moses. So, Moses, I don't think you should tell him over summer break or any kind of vacation break. Here's why. I think that's actually a bad move. The reason why I would say that is this, is because when people go on vacation, they tend to kind of block out school. They tend to focus on hanging out with friends or relaxing at home, playing video games. They tend to kind of disconnect from that. So if you tell your crush on vacation, hey, I like you, your crush is going to go, oh, okay, like, let me think about that. And then they might just never respond to you, right? You might have like a week of just silence from them. And then when you get to school, it's going to be awkward because they didn't really follow up. So I think instead of just telling them that you like them, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. It's not a matter of just sharing your feelings just because you want to share them. I don't think that's the right way to do it. You shouldn't just want to share them just because they're there. You should think about what's the best way to show my crush that I like them. So instead of telling them, hey, I like you over vacation, when you get back to school, right, you can maybe talk to them over the vacation, so send them a message, a picture of what you're doing, talk to them here and there. But when you get back to school, take that time and say, hey, what'd you do over summer break? Or what'd you do over winter break? Or what'd you do over this vacation? Talk to them about what they did over that time period, because that's really going to help you learn more about them, and it's going to show them that you're interested in them. You want to learn more. That's how you're going to show them how you like them, not just outright telling them that you like them over the break. Emma Peterson says, how much is Patreon? Emma, that's a good question. There are 3 different levels right now for Patreon. There's the $1 level, which is the supporter level. That means that, hey, I just want to support your channel. I'll donate $1 every single month. At that $1 supporter level, you get a special code, a special color for your Patreon name in our Discord channel. So you'll be recognized as a patron. Also, I give you a shout out at the end of my videos. I feature everyone's names if you guys watch to the end at the end of the videos. So I add your name to that list there at the $1 supporter level. The $5 level is the community level. This is for people that donate $5 a month, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do my first group hangout. And those are the people that want to kind of meet every single month as a group. It'll kind of be like our Instagram live streams, or even these live streams, where it's just a few of us. We just we chat, and we talk about what's going on in each other's lives. We kind of communicate. It's going to be a small community there. At the champion level, that's the $10 level, that's a one-on-one video chat. So for some of you guys, you've been doing it for a really long time. Hamish has been doing it for a while now. Every single month, we meet, we talk on Skype, you fill me in on what's going on in your life, we come up with an action plan, and you move forward for the month. So it's a really good opportunity for you to kind of, have some kind of accountability for the things you want to do. I've noticed that for the people that I talk to, we kind of talk about, hey, you should try this. Let's try that. Let's come up with a plan. And then next month we follow up on that. So that's, to me, is a really good direction to take. Dating Coach Andrew says, Emma Peterson, for one-on-one, I can bet it is at least $50. I mean, it's his time. I do for $120. Yeah, Andrew. So I totally get you on that. Through Patreon, right? It's just a quick video chat and stuff. So that's the $10 level. I'll keep it basic, simple there. It may change over time as more people join. I have to figure that out. But that's kind of the thing, because I really do want to help you guys. I really do want you guys to kind of work towards being your best self. Okay, more questions. Elliot says, is it okay to ask someone out when they're dying? So I don't know if it's true or a troll question, but I'll try to approach it from an honest perspective. Let's say someone is sick, or someone is dealing with some kind of illness of some sort, and you want to ask them out. Well, I think the thing you have to think about is maybe think about talking to their parents, or have them talk to their parents first if you plan on going out with them, because ultimately they may be able to go out with you, they may not. You don't always know the full extent of the circumstance, but if you like them, I see nothing wrong with asking them out, because maybe asking them out just means hanging out with them or spending time with them. And every single person is worthy and deserving of that. Emma says, can I use a credit card for Patreon? Absolutely. Emma, check out Patreon, and you can sign up through PayPal or credit card or whatever it means. There's a few different ways. Samantha Animation says, what if you're someone seems interested, but they go back and forth from nervous to not so nervous, or giving it all away, do not so much. Okay, so I think what you're saying, Samantha, is that I think what you're saying, Samantha, is basically that the person you like jumps back and forth between being nervous, not nervous. You don't really know what you want to do there, or you don't really know where they stand. Maybe they're not clear or not direct with you in that sense. Well, I think honestly what you could do in that scenario is, if you like that person, if you want to get to know them better, definitely take the time to be the confident one in that situation, because sometimes that person may not feel confident in that beginning stage, but once you get them to kind of, once you show them essentially, hey, I'm okay with you, I'm comfortable around you, they will start to open up. I've seen this happen tons of times, where people who are nervous, once they start to feel comfortable around someone, they open up, they bloom, they feel way more comfortable being honest and open. So definitely try doing that. Try being the leader in that scenario and leading them by allowing them to feel comfortable. Dating Coach Andrew said, I would definitely do one with you for that price, brother. Trust me, increase your price. Absolutely, Andrew. I'm coming up with a whole different strategy right now with Patreon and all that. My strategy with Patreon is kind of keeping it at a lower level that's affordable for people who are high school or college students. I'm also working on online courses. I'm working on a second book and public speaking events and all these different things. So things may change in the future, but as I stand right now, I want to help people. I want to communicate with them and I want to talk to them. Jamie Radcliffe says, I only see my crush once a week at an extracurricular club. She doesn't go to my school. How do I approach this? That's a good question, Jamie. My nose is itchy. So you only see your crush once a week and they don't go to your school and you see them at this extracurricular activity. Well, if that's the case and you have a very short amount of time, very limited amount of time with them, I think what you really are going to want to focus on doing is in that short amount of time, trying to find a way to migrate over to a different way of communicating with them. So that might mean talking to them in person, getting their Instagram, getting their Snapchat, adding them on through text or whatever it may be. Find a way that you can connect with them one-on-one, talk to them, joke with them, flirt with them, and then say like, listen, I'm going to shoot you a DM and stuff. We'll keep the conversation going over there. That's going to let them see and let them know that you're interested in getting to know them better. And it's going to allow you now to have that communication with them when you don't see them as often. You might be thinking, oh, well, I already have them on Instagram, or yeah, I messaged them on Snapchat, but they're not that responsive. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to up the ante in how you communicate with them. Now, I've done a few videos on how to not send boring messages, how to kind of make your Instagram messages and DMs interesting. So check out those videos, guys. But ultimately, it comes down to changing up how you talk to them. If you're sending them messages that are just like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? Yeah, they're not going to respond to those. Those are boring. But if you're sending them a picture of what you're doing, take a snapshot of what you're doing and say, all right, your turn. Now take a picture of yourself doing something cool. Or if you record an audio message and you're like, hey, listen, I heard this song and it's stuck in my head. I'm going to hum it for you. And you hum the song and have them try to guess it. Now you're being interactive. Now you're having fun. Now you're doing something different than just the, hey, how's it going type of message. Let's see. More things you guys are saying here. Pablo Arango says, what can I do if I can't keep an interesting conversation going? That's a good question, Pablo. For that, and I know Dono shared the link before, but I've put together my 20 Icebreaker conversation starters. Now, this free guide, guys, I'll link it up over here when the video is up on my channel, but this free guide is basically 20 different types of questions with further breakdowns into how you can carry a conversation when you run out of things to talk about. Each of these questions is set up so that you can learn a little bit more about that person, and then you can learn a little bit more and dive deeper into it. There are questions about personal situations. There are questions about hypothetical fun situations. Check out that free guide, guys. I think it's going to be super, super helpful. Dono, thank you so much for sharing that video. Yeah, guys, check out that video as well that Dono shared. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up on this video as well if you guys are enjoying these tips and advice. When we talk about when is the right time to tell your crush you like them, ultimately what we're getting at here is finding a way to learn more about your crush, to invest more time to get to know them better, to talk to them more, to ask them questions, to get over that fear and that nervousness that's holding you back. In fact, I want to do a chat poll here. I want to ask you guys on a scale of, we'll do 0 to 5. On a scale of 0 to 5, what would you rank your confidence level? Do you feel that you're at a 0? You are not confident at all. It is the weakest thing that you have to bring to the table. Or do you feel like you're at a 5? Confidence, it just is easy for you. You're super confident. You can approach anyone you want. You can talk to anyone you want. You can ask on anyone you want. 0 to 5, guys, where would you say you fall on that confidence scale? I'd put myself at maybe a 4. I'd say at a 4. I don't think I'm a perfect 5 because even I run into situations where, I should talk to the person. I'm kind of nervous. That's kind of weird. I don't know what to say. I run into the situations too, but I think for the most part, I'm pretty confident, pretty open, pretty straightforward there. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Wilmer says 0, just a straight up 0. Wilmer, I'm curious, why do you feel you're at a 0? Clegger says 4.8. That's pretty high. Kylo Ren says 3. Lewis says 3.5. Rashad says 5. Yolo Molo says 3. Vet says 5. Yolo Molo, a bunch of 3s. Hamish says 5. Dono says 3. Philemon says 3.5. River Goon says 3-ish. Sonic says 1. Ravage for Savage says 10, guys. He broke the 0 to 5 scale and he went to 10. Let's see. I'm seeing 2, a 3, a 4, 3.5, 4.5, 3.5. It's different every day, but I'd say 2 for now. It says Deborah James. Titletown says 0. Nija says 4. Okay, so we got numbers all over the scale. OSN Air B says -100. Oh man, that's tough, man. I feel for you there. If you feel like confidence is something you just completely lack in, guys, my philosophy and solution is this. Simple ways to start building your confidence is remember that everything is small steps. Remember that it just simply takes a new goal, a simple, achievable, and reachable goal every single day to help you start to get closer to what you actually want. So if you feel like your confidence is at a 0 or even a -100, or as Elliot said, I'm on the verge of suicide. Elliot, please don't harm yourself, man. I care about you. I don't want to see anything happen to you, man. And if you're struggling with something, today is mental health awareness day. If you guys go over to betterhelp.com, betterhelp.com is offering a free month of counseling. So guys, this is something you should definitely take advantage of. And it's for today only. If you sign up for betterhelp.com, it's a free month, an entire month of counseling for free. That could be several $100s you'd pay normally or whatever it may be, and it's for free. So check it out, guys. Check out betterhelp.com today and today only because it's Mental Health Awareness Day. Because I think, if you're struggling and you're depressed and you need someone to talk to, speaking to a counselor is one of the best things that you can do. Trust me on that, guys. Let's see. Justin G is saying, I've been liking this girl in my school for about 3 years now. Should I keep trying? That's a good question, Justin. It really depends on what you've built with her and what you've done. I think that if you've liked her for 3 years and you've only talked to her here and there, and you haven't really had a full conversation, or you haven't really gotten to know her better in some kind of way, well then I think in that scenario, it's like she may have already decided that you're just a friend zone guy. You're just someone that she knows that she doesn't really talk to and interact with, and she's put you in that place. I think it's tough sometimes when you've built that connection with someone or you haven't built that connection with someone, and then you want to change the dynamic of how you interact with them. They may feel like, wow, like, where is this coming from? Like, who is this person? Like, this is a whole different side of them. So you definitely want to change that perspective. I would say that if you like them for 3 years and it hasn't gone anywhere and they see you as a friend, disconnect. Don't talk to them as much. Move on. Focus on talking to other people. Interact with the people. Build up your confidence. And then as time has passed, you can eventually go back to that person and show them that new side of you. I think that's the direction you'd want to take. Anthony says, are we doing meditation before the stream ends? Anthony, you bet. I have my meditation bell right here, guys. We're going to do a meditation bell, a sound of the bell right as we end the stream. Vet says, if you have fake confidence, you technically have confidence since you still do whatever you needed to do. Yep, Vet. I'm a big believer in faking it till you make it. This is something I did a lot to grow my confidence as well. I would put myself in scenarios and I would talk to people and just try to be confident. I would act as if I was confident. And in those scenarios, I learned how people interact with people who are confident. I learned how to, actually, what does it take to be confident? What does it take to act confident? So I was able to train myself just by pretending to be that way. By pushing myself, pushing my boundaries there, it allowed me to kind of stretch as a person. I think the same thing can happen for you guys too. Let's see what some more things you guys are saying. Ryan is saying, hey Josh, will a girl date a guy with a disability? That's a good question, Ryan. I totally think a girl will date a guy with a disability. There's all different kinds of disabilities. Some people have physical disabilities. Some people have, learning disabilities. Some people have all different kinds of disabilities. I don't think having a disability counts you out. I think that you can still be a confident person. You could still be a fun and interesting person. You don't lose those things when you have a disability. You're having a disability doesn't make you any lesser than anyone else at all. So I think maybe there's a fear and there's maybe some kind of insecurity tied to that. Like, oh, I struggle with this thing and other people may not understand what that is and they may think it's weird. But I think for yourself, you just need to really think about, well, what are the shining qualities that I have, that I am about, that I can put front and center? So yeah, maybe I struggle with this disability, but I think I'm a really funny person. I'm really good at telling stories and telling jokes, or I'm really good at, bringing people together and doing group activities, or I'm really good at being a good listener. Think about what your strong, Think about what your strong patterns are and bring that front and center. Yolo Mola says, the girl I like feels the same way, but doesn't know if she wants to date because it might ruin our relationship. What do I do? Yeah, Yolo Molo, I hear where you're coming from on there. That's always the tough scenario where you're caught in this situation where the person doesn't want to ruin the friendship. To me, that's called the friend zone, right? Oh, I don't want to ruin what we have. I don't know if we should date, because you have to think about it. When you go from being friends to dating, you're changing the dynamic of how you guys interact with each other. Now you're operating in a way where that person may feel like, oh, if things don't work out, it's going to be awkward between us. I can't really share things with them in the same way. But now that they know that you like them, you can't go back to just being friends, because they're going to know that you have those feelings for them. They're going to know that those feelings didn't just go away. So it's going to change the dynamic of the friendship. In my mind, you're better off going for it now that you're out there in the open, now that they know that you like them. I would say try it. And if they're not open to dating, then move on. Disconnect as much as you can from being a friend, because it's going to be hard to pretend to be a friend when you still have those feelings for them. I don't think it's fair to you, and I don't think it's fair to them. For y'all, Phoenix says, for y'all who aren't that confident, Josh has a video on that. Has videos on that. Also, do the 5-second rule. Give yourself 5 seconds to talk to your crush when you see them. Yep. I call it the 3-second rule. Mel Robbins calls it the 5-second rule. However many seconds you want, use it. Because the idea is this. The idea is, if you give yourself time to overthink something, then you're not going to do it. But if you just count down, then you're able to just jump into it. Yes, you may fail horribly. Yes, it may go well. It may go in a million different directions. But you are going to know what it's like to have done it once you've done it. You're not going to know what it's like to do it if you never do it, right? If you just sit there and go, oh no, my crush is walking away, I'm not going to go talk to them. Yeah, you're never going to know what it's like. You're never going to know what the conversation was like. But if you say, hey, my crush is walking, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to go walk up to them. Yeah, then you're definitely going to know what it's like to interact with them, because you're going to have results, guys. And that's exactly what the video I did this week was on, right? I talk about rejection and how we should look at rejection as rejection equals results. Having bad experiences doesn't mean it's the end of the world for you. It just means that it's a learning opportunity. It's something you can reflect on and learn from. See what some more of you guys are saying here. Clegger says, do I shoot my shot in full send after homecoming? So, guys, here I want to share something about homecoming here, guys, because this is important. I know a lot of you guys have homecoming coming up. Now, if your homecoming is a little bit while away, and by a little bit while, I mean, let's say more than a month or something like that, then use this opportunity right now to start building something with your crush. I would even go as far as to say, ask your crush to hang out now, way before homecoming. And the reason for that is this. It's that if you can hang out with them one-on-one now, then when homecoming comes and you ask them to homecoming, they're going to feel way more comfortable with you. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I've hung out with them before. I know what it's like to hang out with them. I'm okay with going to homecoming with them. So you want to build that connection before homecoming happens. Now, let's say homecoming for you is a week away. It's right around the corner. And you're asking yourself, should I make a move at homecoming? Should I ask them to dance? Should I do this? The answer is yes. The answer is those type of events, homecoming, prom and stuff, are special events. People go in high energy. People go in high expectations as well. People go in hoping for fun things to happen. And if you can create a fun moment, an exciting moment for you and your crush, ask them to dance, talk to them, get to know them better, put the confidence on full display in that moment, then yes, that's the perfect opportunity to do it. I don't think you should wait until after a big event to then try to start talking to them. You should start now as soon as you can. Hamish says, Josh, have you heard of Gaur Gopal Das and Radhanathan Swami? I haven't. I'm assuming they are speakers in some way and they maybe do videos or talks on something like that. Not sure. Ike Hunter says, I got questions for you, Josh. Why girls get in shape, white him like a person who he is? Not sure what that may mean exactly. But Wilmer says, I'm confident talking to boys, but to girls, my confidence is 0, and I could freeze mid-conversation. Yeah, Wilmer, I get where you're coming from on that. Sometimes it's easy to talk to guys because, let's say you're a guy and you look at other guys as just friends. It's easy to talk to them because there's no pressure. It's like there's no expectation there. You just look at it like, okay, like I'm just talking to you. I'm not hoping for anything to come out of this. But sometimes when you talk to girls, you are hoping for something to come out of it. You want them to like you and not reject you. So to break out of that mindset of like, oh, I'm afraid talking to girls, but I'm not afraid talking to guys, I think what you should try to do is try to start talking to girls whenever you have the opportunity. Not just girls you like, not just girls you want to be friends with, any girl in any opportunity. Meaning, you're standing in line and there's a girl in front of you, like try to start a small conversation with her. You go to a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts or something, you get yourself a donut or something, try to start a conversation if there's a girl at the counter. You know, any opportunity you have to make small talk conversations, take it, because those little steps are going to be the practice that you need to start really getting more and more comfortable just opening up and talking to girls. You're going to start to eventually realize that, hey, talking to girls, just having a normal conversation is no different from just talking to guys and having a normal conversation. I'm going to answer a few more questions, then I'm going to kind of go back to my main point here, guys. I really love and appreciate the questions you guys are asking. I think we're covering some really compelling stuff. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up on this video, guys, and I want to quickly say this now, after this live stream, I'm going to be going live over on Instagram for what I call the Instagram after party. So what's that? Follow me over on Instagram at the Josh Speaks. Follow me over on Instagram, guys, because on that live stream, I bring you guys on. So if you're someone that wants to jump on a video chat with me, Instagram is the best way to do it there during the Instagram after party. It's more laid back. All the cool kids are there. So if you want, you definitely should get on top of that. And it's just a fun way to communicate, fun way to interact right after these live streams. It's kind of like a post live stream. So check that out, guys. Follow me over on Instagram there. Emma says, Josh, what would happen when two midshipmen are dating? What are midshipmen? Not really sure what that is. Hamish says they're theory monks. They create amazing calming talks. Awesome, Hamish. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something like that too when I do my meditation YouTube channel. It's something that's in the works there. But I'll say Carlos says, what do you think of this, Josh? You should add a statement that you don't have to answer right now. I just want you to know no pressure on the girl's part. What do you think of this, Josh? Did I miss the first piece? I don't know. I missed the first piece. Dario says, what if my crush is younger than me? That's a good question, Dario. Sometimes, I know, Dario, that you're I forgot how old you are. I think you're in your 20s, late 20s or 30s. I don't remember. Either way, let's say you're in your 20s and the person you like is 20, but like younger. Let's say you're just younger. The person's just younger. I think it's totally fine to talk to them and get to know them better. Like I said, it's like you always want to keep in mind the age difference because that does play a factor in whether or not you guys are able to get along or whether or not midshipmen people in the Navy. Oh, they're people in the Navy. Two midshipmen are dating. Oh, okay, so I'll get back to Emma's question in a second. But Dario asked about the bananas. Keep those bananas in the banana holster. I think that if the person's younger than you, you want to be conscious of the age difference because that can play a factor. If you're someone that is working and there's someone in college, yeah, you guys have different lifestyles and different things that you're focusing on. So I would be conscious of that. I've done a video on that. I definitely want to do something for older people dating younger. Like I've done like younger, like if you're in high school and they're in middle school, but I want to do also like if you're post-college and they're in college type of thing. What about two midshipmen in the Navy dating? I mean, it's totally fine. I think that the Navy doesn't really have any policy against that, right? If they care about each other and they like each other, then go for it, right? Okay, one more question, guys. Then I'm going to kind of give you my exactly. As long as you're not a pedophile, exactly. I think what Dario's asking is more so probably like, oh, the girl you like is 23 and you're 30, like that kind of age difference there where you might feel like, am I too old? Am I not? That's, I think what he was, 30, exactly. I remember you mentioning it before, Dario. Okay, last question here. Rashad says, my crush always looks at me today. Let me read this again. My crush always looks at me today. What should I do, man? We always look at each other. I made the first impression giving her flowers in August, but I'm scared of her reaction. Okay, so that first impression is important. That first impression of talking to someone, asking them out, getting to know them better, it sets the tone for how they're going to perceive you. They may perceive you as being someone confident. They may perceive you as being someone that's nervous or shy. I think ultimately what you want to do is this. If you set that first impression already and they've kind of determined, oh, this person talked to me, but it didn't go anywhere, you definitely want to show them the new you. You want to focus on building up that new you. Let them see that you're not the shy person that was there before talking to them. Let them see that you've built that confidence. And the way to build that confidence with them is to practice. Talk to other people, get to know them better, start conversations, spend more time with your friends, guys. One thing I want to share with you guys, I'm working on a 30-day course. It's 30 days, different activities every single day to help start getting your life more in order, to start focusing on kind of getting on the right track of being your best self. So stay tuned for that. It's going to come out eventually at some point, but it's a course that I'm working on, guys. But ultimately, here's the thing. When we're talking about when is the right time to tell your crush you like them, like I said in the very, very beginning of this live stream, it's less about telling them that you like them and more about showing them. Simply telling someone that you like them doesn't do anything. It just creates a situation where they need to just share back what they feel, and they may not know how they feel yet. And the reason they don't know how they feel is because you haven't shown them that you like them. And the way to show them simply is this. You want to talk to them. You want to get to know them better. You want to ask questions about them. You want to learn about what makes them laugh and what they enjoy doing in their free time, and who are their closest friends. You want to learn all those things. So the right time really is only when you feel like you've gotten to know them well enough. Does that mean never, ever tell your crush you like them? No. But it means that once you've shown them that you like them, once you guys have spent time together, you've invested in that, and they're comfortable with you, then I think it's the right time. That's when I would say is the right time to say, hey, I think you're really cool and I really like you. Because when you say it after you've already shown them how you feel about them, it's going to carry so much more weight. It's going to mean something to them. You're not just saying it because you want to get it off your chest. You're saying it because you want them to truly know how you feel after you've already learned, based on your actions and their actions, how they feel about you too. Now, guys, I see those bananas coming out, JTW. Oh, those bananas. All right, Pablo, I apologize. I must have missed your question there. If I missed your question, Pablo, feel free to jump on the Instagram after party and ask it there. You can always jump on video chat there, guys. I think, as Anthony mentioned, it is time for the bell. So when I bring out the meditation bell, what that simply means is this, guys. Who let the bananas out? That's the question I'm asking. When I bring out the meditation bell, that simply means this. Each of us, we're going to close our eyes, and we're going to think about some of the things we heard, some of the things we read from other people leaving comments here, and just dive deeper into our own confidence that is within you. Because when I say you have what it takes to be somebody great, I mean it. You have everything you need inside of you right now. And sometimes nervousness or fear or, lack of confidence maybe is just the mask that's covering it. But you're going to take off that mask. You're going to dive deep inside yourself, and you're going to realize that the confidence is there, guys. So we're going to do the sound of the bell. I want you to realize that if you like someone right now and you're thinking about telling them, focus and think about showing them how you feel. Take those feelings you have and show them how you feel. So this is going to be the sound of the bell. Everyone close your eyes, and we'll do this together. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this live stream. River Goonie, thank you so much. River Goonie said, awesome stream. I'm definitely going to hop on Insta. Thank you so much for the $2.79 pound from Canada super chat. I appreciate it, guys. It means a lot to me, and I hope what we talked about in this stream was helpful for you. Like I said, join me over on Instagram. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button, and I will catch you guys over there, and I'll catch you next time as well. As always, love and peace. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh,